My wife and I have a YouTube and a Facebook page called Philippine American Couple. We've been married for 8 years and just retired from the United States to the Philippines. Now, a lot of what I say, or maybe a little what I say, may offend or upset some viewers. Look, I can appreciate that. It's not intended to do that. So, but what we want to do is share our experience moving here to the Philippines. If you find any of our content interesting or enjoyable, I would ask that you hit that alert bell, give us a thumbs up, share our videos, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it, with the wife in the back trying to find the remote off of the couch. Well, first you may ask, why did we choose the Philippines over anywhere else we could have retired? Well, simply, I hate the cold weather, so the northern part of the United States is completely out. And I like the warm weather. I like the tropics. I've been here to the Philippines a few times and enjoyed it. And of course, my wife is from here, and she would like to be closer to friends and family. So that's why we are here. We have a series of videos all about the good, the bad, and the ugly of moving here to the Philippines. So we encourage you to go watch those, because now being in the Philippines, we've started the next chapter. With those videos, you're going to find a lot of how-to videos also. You know, passports, visas, immigration issues, how to ship your goods here, banking and finance. So there's a lot of those type of videos. Our next set of videos that you're here for today is going to talk more about the honest approach of living in Cebu, Philippines from an expat and his wife's point of view. So we're going to try to give you a honest point of view, try not to be too negative, but we are going to be honest. And that's where I may offend some folks, and apologies. We hope to share with you what we've learned, good or bad, positive or negative, as we transition into this new phase of our lives. We have just completed our first week here in the Philippines. We're out of quarantine, and it's been a week here. And boy, let me tell you, folks, we have been so busy, it is unbelievable. Well, the first thing that we had to do was actually get into our rental house, because that's where we're at now. We're in a rental house. But we had to do the paperwork, meet with the landlord, get everything processed, get moved in, get this place cleaned up, and start working on settling in and getting the items that we needed just so that we can function and live in our rental house. Now, I'm going to do a little video, and you'll see it coming out, about the rental house, where I go in and explain to you some numbers and square footage and stuff like that, and amenities, so that you guys will understand that. But that's a video. Seeing that when you come to the Philippines, you can only bring so much stuff in your luggage, right? So we still have, lots of boxes back in America, the balikbayan boxes that will be shipped here shortly, or at least hopefully in the next couple of months. So, but with those pending, which means we've had to go out and buy some things just, to get by. And that's been expensive upfront cost. So that's something you guys might want to be prepared for, is that you may have some upfront cost. Now, we knew this going into it, but we're just trying to minimize the amount of money that we spend on that. Now, our balikbayan boxes, they take a couple of months to get shipped from America to the Philippines. And I think I have a couple of videos on explaining balikbayan boxes and things like that, if you guys want to check those out, in the series about moving to the Philippines, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I know one of the hottest topics about the Philippines is, how much does it cost to live in the Philippines? Can I live there for $500? Can I live there for $1,000? Can I live there for $1,500? Well, that's a very deep question and not a simple black and white one. But what we're going to try to do is share with you what we learn about budget and finance and money here, and how far you can stretch it and how wisely you can use it. And so I'll show you some budget videos down the road. But that's a deep subject, and each one has to decide for themselves. Now, there's channels like mine that can help you with that and understand some financial stuff. And I did a banking video, and we're going to do, how do you budget here? What's some of the smart things, what to watch for. So just keep that in mind. But it's an open-ended question. So, but we're going to work on some budget stuff for you guys. All right, so let's get into what it's been like since we've actually been back, this week. I'll tell you, I absolutely forgot how crazy and busy Cebu City is and can be. A lot of people go, oh, it's a big city. It's probably like Los Angeles or Chicago. No, it is not. There's more people in a condensed area, more traffic, more pedestrians everywhere than you could ever imagine. So I forgot about that. I forgot about the roosters, and all the street dogs that there are out there. So I kind of forgot about that since the last time I were here a couple years ago. So that was kind of a fun reminder of the Philippines. The one thing that has been a great blessing is the weather's been fantastic. We've had a little bit of rain every day, but the temperature's been in the 80s with the breeze. So it's a little warm, but if you like warm weather, you can't beat the Philippines. Now, one thing to keep in mind is living in the Philippines is going to be much, much different than it is just coming here for your 30-day vacation, your 28-day visit. It's a big difference from staying in a luxury resort or resort on the beach than it is to living in the inner city where we're at. So I want you guys to keep in mind and embrace when you're here on vacation, that's not reality. Living in a 5-star hotel, living in this rental property, 2 different animals, 2 different worlds, 2 different things. One of the really fun things that we've got to do so far is I've actually had a birthday here, so I got a year younger, and I'm very happy about that. My wife was able to throw a little surprise birthday party for me with her family, and we had a nice lechon feast, a big pig, and all the fixings. And yes, I have a video about my birthday on the YouTube channel also. So that was a lot of fun. Now let me transition into with that we've already had family drama. We've only been here a week, guys. 1 week, and we've already had drama. So, the drama, and of course, I'm not going to use any names or anything like that, but the drama results in, we've only been here a week. I'm tired. So I knew that she was going to do something for the birthday, and I told her, well, let's just keep it simple, small group, your immediate family. And that was okay with me because, I'm an old guy, so I like to keep it mellow. And then somehow that kind of mushroomed into all these other people wanting to come. And finally, we had to say, no. And they got mad and said, well, then if that person can't come, then I'm not coming. And, of course, my answer to that guy is, look, I don't care if you come or not. It's what do I care? So people I don't even know. So that's okay. So, but there's drama. And you're going to run into a lot of different drama living in the Philippines with family, neighbors, whatever it may be, people that may just be jealous or envious, or think they want a piece of the pie from the foreigner that has landed in their country, in the Philippines. So that's kind of disheartening. But overall, the birthday party was fun. It was enjoyable. The food was great. So, yeah, that was a good thing. Now, this may be a little odd for me to say or for people to understand, and people may give me a little bit of crap about this, but I was talking to a good friend back in the States, and he asked me, he said, well, since you're in the Philippines, do you feel like you're richer? Because, supposedly your dollar goes so much further here in the Philippines compared to the United States. So the premise is back in the U.S. that when you come here to the Philippines that you're richer. Well, he asked, hey, do you feel richer? And I actually told him, no, I kind of feel poorer. I feel like I've gone backwards in life, back maybe 20, 25 years ago, because, the rental property is not what we had, the house that we sold, the equivalents are not there. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the equivalent. So you kind of do feel like you're stepping backwards. We don't own any cars. So getting rides and taxis, and we've been very lucky that we have a family member who has a vehicle that's been taking us around, and it's a very cool little multi-cab truck, but it's kind of like something that we would have drove in the early '80s back in the United States. So you kind of just feel a little different there. So I don't feel richer. And in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like I'm poor. One of the really good things about the Philippines, if you haven't been here, or if you have, you know this, is the people, the Philippine people are really good people. I think they have good hearts, their hearts in the right places. I think they're a kinder, gentler spirit than maybe most Americans or Westerners. Even the ones who don't have to be nice to you because it's their job, are generally nice to people. And they're not doing it just because they want a handout or they're hoping that you're going to give them a freebie or something like that. It's just part of their culture and their nature. And it does take a little bit for us Westerners, and I'll speak for myself, to kind of get adjusted to that. I'm a little bit more grumpy, straightforward. Hey, da 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 da. And you got to be a little bit kinder, a little bit gentler, a little bit more patient with saying no and things of those type of natures. But the people overall are just absolutely great here. And I'll throw this out for you guys that are watching that are single. Look, there's plenty of wonderful single women in the Philippines that would love to meet a foreigner. So don't be shy about doing that. There's a lot of single ones from all different ages and groups and regions of the Philippines. So keep an open mind. Just don't pick the little 18-year-old girl. Pick somebody who's close to your age, and you'll probably be a lot happier in life. All right, so I'm trying to keep these diary journal type vlogs kind of short so that I don't bore you to death. And so we're going to wrap this one up, and I'm just going to tell you, I hope you have blessed journeys and good luck in life, and we will see you next time.